A Private Experience by Chimamanda Adichie. Two women caught up in a violent street riot take shelter in an abandoned shop. A short story by the Orange Prize winning author Chimamanda Adichie. So here is the picture of the Nigerian author Chimamanda Adichie. So the setting of the story is in Nigeria. Let's begin the story. Chica climbs in through the store window first and then holds the shutter as the woman climbs in after her. The store looks as if it was deserted long before the riot started. The empty rows of wooden shelves are covered in yellow dust, as are the metal containers stacked in a corner. The store is small, smaller than the chica's walk-in closet back home. The woman climbs in and the window shatters squeak as Chica's lets go of them. Chica's hands are trembling, her calves burning after the steady run from the market in her high-heeled sandals. She wants to thank the women for stopping her as she dashed past, for saying, "No, run that way," and for leading her instead to this empty store where they could hide. But before she can say thank you, the woman says, reaching out to touch her bare neck, "My necklace lost when I'm running." "I dropped everything," Chica says. "I was buying oranges and I dropped the oranges and my handbag." She does not add that the handbag was Burberry, an original one that her mother had bought on a recent trip to London. The woman sighs, and Chicas imagine that she is thinking of her necklace, probably plastic beads threaded on a piece of string. Even without the woman's strong Hausa accent, Chica can tell she is a northerner. From narrowness of her face, the unfamiliar rise of her cheekbones, and that she is Muslim because of the scarf. It hangs around the woman's neck now, but it was probably wound loosely round her face before covering her ears. A long flimsy pink and black scarf with the garnish prettiness of cheap things. So here is the image of the two women. First one, this one, the white one is a Christian woman and the other one is a Muslim woman. And the name of the white woman, she is a Christianer and her name is Chica, and the other woman is unnamed. Chica wonders if the woman is looking at her as well. If the woman can tell from her light complexion and the silver finger rosary her mother insists she wears, that she is Igbo and Christian. So here is a rosary that Chica wears on her finger. Later, Chica will learn that as she and the women are speaking, Hausa Muslims are hacking down Igbo Christians with machetes, clubbing them with stones. But now she says, "Thank you for calling me. Everything happened so fast and everybody ran and I was suddenly alone. I didn't know what I was doing. Thank you." "This place is safe," the woman says, in a voice that is so soft it sounds like a whisper. "Them not going to small shops, only big shop and market." "Yes," Chica says, but she has no reason to agree or disagree. She knows nothing about riots. The closest she has come is the pre-democracy rally at the university a few weeks ago, where she had held a bright green branch and joined in chanting, "The military must go. Abeta must go. Democracy now." Besides, she would not even have participated in that rally if her sister Nindi had not been one of the organizers, who had gone from hostel to hand out flyers and talk to students about the importance of having our voices heard. Chica's hands are still trembling. Just half an hour ago, she was in the market with Nandi. She was buying oranges and then they had walked further down to buy groundnuts, and then there was shouting in English, in Pidgin, in Hausa, in Igbo, "Riot, trouble is coming, oh, they have killed a man." Then people around her were running, pushing against one another. overturning wheelbarrows full of yams, leaving behind bruised vegetables they had just bargained hard for. Chica smelled the sweat and fear, and she ran, too, across wide streets into the narrow one, which felt was dangerous, until she saw the woman. She and the woman sat silently in the store for a while, looking out of the window. They have just climbed through its squeaky wooden shutters swinging in the air. The street is quiet at first, and then they hear the voice of running feet. They both move away from the window instinctively, although Chica can still see a man and a woman walking past. The woman holding her wrapper above her knee, a baby tied to her back. The man is speaking swiftly in Igbo, and all Chica hears is she may have run to uncle's house. Close window, the woman says. Chica shuts the windows, and without the air from the street flowing in, the dust in the room is suddenly so thick she can see it, billowing above her. The room is stuffy and smells nothing like the street outside, which smells like a kind of sky-colored smoke that wafts around during Christmas when people threw goat carcasses into the fire to burn the hair off the skin. The street where she runs blindly, not sure in which direction Nandi had run, not sure if the man running beside her was a friend or an enemy, not sure if she should stop and pick up one of her bewildered looking children, separated from their mothers in the rush, not even sure who was who or who was killing whom. Later, she will see the hulks of burned cars, jack holes in place of their windows and windshields, and she will imagine the burning cars dotting the city like picnic bonfires. Silent witness so much. She will find out if it had all started at the motor park when a man drove over a copy of the Holy Quran that had been dropped on the roadside. A man who happened to be an Igbo and Christian. The men nearby, men who sat around all day playing draughts, men who happened to be Muslims, pulled him out of his pickup truck, cut his head off with one of the flash of machete, and cried and carried it to the market, asking others to join in. The infidel has discredited the holy book. Chica will imagine the man head, his skin ashen in death, and she will throw up and retch until her stomach is sore. But now she asks the woman, "Can you still smell the smoke?" "Yes," the woman says. She unties her green wrapper and spreads it on the dusty floor. She has on only a blouse and a shimmery black slip torn at the seams. "Come and sit." Chica looks at the threadbare wrapper on the floor. It is probably one of the two the women own. She looks down at her own denim skirt and red t-shirt embossed with a picture of the Statue of Liberty, both of which she brought when she and Nandi spent a few summer weeks with relatives in New York. "No, your wrapper will get dirty," she says. "Sit," the woman said. "We are waiting here a long time." "Do you have any idea how long?" "This night or tomorrow morning." Chica raises her hand to her forehead as though checking for a malaria fever. The touch of her cool palm usually calms her, but this time her palm is moist and sweaty. "I left my sister buying groundnuts. I don't know where she is." "She is going safe places, Nandi." "My sister, her name is Nandi." "Nandi," the woman repeats, and her Hausa accent sheaths the Igbo name in a feathery gentleness. Later, Chica will comb the hospital mortuaries looking for Nandi. She will go to newspaper offices clutching the photo of herself and Nandi taken at a wedding just the week before. The one where she had a stupid smile yell on her face because Nandi pinched her just before the photo was taken. The two of them wearing matching off-the-shoulder Ankara gowns. She will tape photocopies of the photo on the walls of the market and the nearby store. She will not find Nandi. She will never find Nandi. But now she says to the woman, Nandi and I come up here last week to visit our auntie. We are on vacation from school. Where you go school? The woman asked. We are at the University of Lagos. I'm reading medicine. Nandi is in political science. Chika wonders if the woman even knows what is going to university means. And she wonders too if she mentions school only to feed herself the reality she needs. Now that Nandi is not lost in a riot, that Nandi is safe somewhere, probably laughing in her easy mouth all open way, probably making one of her political arguments, like how the government of General Abacha was using its foreign policy to legitimize itself in the eyes of the other African countries, or how the huge population in blonde hair attachments was a direct result of British colonialism. We have only spent a week here with our auntie. We have never even been to Kano before, Chika says, and she realizes that what she feels is this. She and her sister should not be affected by the riot. Riots were like this were what she read about in newspapers. Riots like this were what happened to other people. Your auntie is in market? The woman asked. No, she is at work. She is the director at the secretariat. Chika raises her hand to the forehead again. She lowers herself and sits much closer to the woman than she ordinarily would have, so as to rest her body entirely on the wallpaper. She smells something on the woman, something harsh and clean like bar soap their house girls uses to wash the bed linen. Your auntie is going safe places. Yes, Chika says. The conversation seems surreal. She feels as if she's watching herself. I still can't believe this is happening, this riot. The woman is staring straight ahead. Everything about her is long and slender, her legs stretched out in front of her fingers with henna-stained nails, her feet. It is a work of evil, she says finally. Chika wonders if that is all woman thinks of the riots, if that is all she sees them as evil. She wishes Nandi were there. Here, she imagines the cocoa brown of Nandi's eyes lighting up, her lips moving quickly, explaining that riots do not happen in a vacuum, that religion and ethnicity are often politicized, because the ruler is safe if the hungry ruled are killing one another. Then Chika feels a prick of guilty for wondering if this woman's mind is large enough to grasp any of that. In school you are seeing sick people, right? The woman asks. Chika averts her gaze quickly so that the woman will not see the surprise. My clinicals? Yes, we started it last year. We see patients at the teaching hospital. She does not add that she often feels attack of uncertainty. She slouches at the back of this group of 6 or 7 students, avoiding the senior registrar's eyes, hoping that she will not be asked to examine a patient and give her differential diagnosis. I am a trader, the woman says. I'm selling onions. Chika listens for sarcasm or reproach in the tone, but there is none. The voice is as steady and as low, a woman simply telling what she does. I hope they will not destroy market stalls, Chika replies. She does not know what else to say. Every time when they are rioting, they break market, the woman says. Chika wants to ask the woman how many riots she has witnessed, but she does not. She has read about the others in the past, Hausa Muslim zealots attacking Igbo Christians and sometimes Igbo Christians going on murderous missions of revenge. She does not want a conversation of naming names. Nipple is burning like pepper, the woman says. What? My nipple is burning like pepper. Before Chika can swallow the bubble of surprise in her throat and say anything, the woman pulls up her blouse and unhooks the front clasp of a threadbare black bra. She brings out the money, 10 and 20 naira notes folded inside her bra before freeing her full breasts. Burning like pepper, she says, cupping her breast and leaning toward Chika as though in an offering. Chika shifts. She remembers the pediatrics rotation only a week ago. The senior registrar, Dr. Ulilo wanted all the students to feel the stage 4 heart murmur of a little boy who was watching them with curious eyes. The doctor asked her go to the first and she became sweaty, her mind blank, no longer sure where the heart was. She had finally placed a shaky hand on the left side of the boy's nipple, and the vibration of swishing blood going the wrong way, pulsing against her fingers, made her stutter and say sorry to the boy even though he was smiling at her. The woman's nipples are nothing like that boy's. They are cracked, taut, and dark brown. The areolas, lighter toned. Chica looks carefully at them, reaches out and feels them. Do you have a baby? She asks. Yes, 1 year. Your nipples are dry, but they don't look affected. After you feed the baby, you have to use some lotion. And while you are feeding, you have to make sure the nipple and also this other part, that areola, fit inside the baby mouth. The woman gives Chica a long look. First time of this, I am having 5 children. It was the same with my mother. Her nipple cracked when the sixth child came, and she didn't know what caused it until a friend told her that she had to moisturize. Chica says she hardly ever lies, but the few times she does, there is always a purpose behind the lie. She wonders what purpose this lie serves. This needs to draw on a fictional past similar to the woman's. She and Nandi are her mother's only children. Besides, her mother always had Dr. Igbokwe, with his British training and affection, a phone call away. What's your mother rubbing on her nipple? The woman asked. Cocoa butter. The crack healed fast. The woman watches Chica for a while as if disclosure had created a bond. All right, I get it and use. She plays with her scarf for a moment and then says, I'm looking for my daughter. We go market together this morning. She is selling groundnuts near bus stop because there are many customers. Then riot begins and I'm looking up and down market for her. The baby, Chica asks, knowing how stupid she sounds even as she asks. The woman shakes her head and the flash of impatience, even anger in her eyes. You have ear problem? You don't hear what I am saying? Sorry, Chica says. Baby is at home. The first one is daughter, Halima. The woman starts to cry. She cries quietly, her shoulders heaving up and down. Not the kind of loud sobbing that woman Chica knows to, the kind that screams, hold me and comfort me because I cannot deal with this alone. The woman's crying is private, as though she is crying out a necessary ritual that involves no one else. Later, when Chica will wish that she and Nandi had not decided to take a taxi to the market just to see a little of the ancient city of Kanu outside her aunt's neighborhood. She will wish also that the woman's daughter Halima had been sick or tired or lazy that morning so that she would not have sold groundnuts that day. The woman wipes her eyes with one end of her blouse. Allah keep your sister and Halima in safe place, she says. And because Chica is not sure what Muslims say to show agreement, it cannot be Ameen, she simply nods. The woman has discovered a rusted tap in a corner of the store near the metal containers, perhaps where the trader washed her hands, she says, telling Chica that the stores on these streets were abandoned months ago, after the government declared them illegal structures to be demolished. The woman turned on the tap and they both watch surprised as the water trickles out. Brownish and so metallic Chica can smell it already, still it runs. I wash and pray, the woman says, her voice louder now, and she smiles for the first time to show even sized teeth. The front one stained brown, her dimples sink into her cheek, deep enough to swallow half finger. Unusual in a face so lean, the woman clumsily washes her hand and face at the tap, then removes her scarf from her neck and places it down on the floor. Chica looks away. She knows that the woman is on her knees facing Makkah, but she does not look. It is like the woman's tears, a private experience that she wishes that she could leave the store, or that she too could pray, could believe in a God. She see an omniscient presence in the stale air of store. She cannot remember when her idea of God had not been cloudy, like the reflection from a steamy bathroom mirror, and she cannot remember even trying to clean the mirror. She touches the finger rosary that she still wears, sometimes on her pinky or on her forefinger, to please her mother. Nandi no longer wears hers, once saying with that throaty laugh, "Rosaries are really magical potion. I don't need those, thank you." Later the family will offer masses over for Nandi to be found safe, though never for the response of Nandi's souls. And Chika will think about this woman, praying with her head to the dust floor, and she will change her mind about telling her mother that offering masses is a waste of money. That is just fundraising for the church. When the woman rises, Chika feels strangely energized. More than 3 hours have passed, and she imagines that the riot is quietened. The rioters drifted away. She has to leave. She has to make her way home and make sure Nandi and her auntie are fine. "I must go," Chika says. Again, the look of impatience on the woman's face. "Outside is danger." "I think they have gone. I can't even smell any more smoke." The woman says nothing, seats herself back down on the wrapper. Chika watches her for a while, disappointed without knowing why. Maybe she wants a blessing from the woman, something. "How far away is your home?" she asks. "Far. I'm taking 2 buses." "Then I will come back with my auntie's driver and take you home," Chika says. The woman looks away. Chika walks slowly to the window and opens it. She expects to hear the woman ask her to stop, to come back, not to be rushed. But the woman says nothing, and Chika feels the quiet eyes on her back as she climbs out of the window. The streets are silent. The sun is falling, and in the evening dimness, Chika looks around, unsure which way to go. She prays that the taxi will appear by magic, by luck, by God's hand. Then she prays that Nandi will be inside the taxi, asking her where the hell she has been. They had been so worried about her. Chika has not reached the end of the second street toward the market when she sees the body. She almost doesn't see it, walks so close to it that she feels its heat. The body must have been very recently burned. The smell is sickening, of roasted flesh, unlike that of any she has ever smelled. Later, when Chika and her aunt go searching throughout Kano, a policeman in the front seat of her auntie's air-conditioned car, she will see other bodies, many burned, lying lengthwise along the side of streets, as though someone carefully pushed them there, straightening them. She will look at only one of the corpses, naked, stiff, face down, and it will strike her that she cannot tell if partially burned man is Igbo or Hausa, Christian or Muslim. From looking at that charred flesh, she will listen to the BBC radio or hear the account of the deaths and the riots, religious with undertones of ethnic tension, the voice will say. And she will fling the radio to the wall, and a fierce red rage will run through her at how it had been packed and sanitized and made it to fit into so few words. All those bodies. But now the heat from the burned body is so close to her, so present and warm, that she turns and dashes toward the store. She feels a sharp pain along her lower legs as she runs. She gets to the store and raps on the window, and she keeps rapping until the women open it. Shika sits on the floor and looks closely, in the failing light, at the lines of the blood crawling down her leg. Her eyes swim restlessly in her head. It looked alien, the blood, as though someone had squirted tomato paste on her. "Your leg, there's blood," the woman says, a little weary. She wets one end of her scarf at the tap and cleans the cut on the Chika's leg, then ties the wet scarf around it, knotting it at the cuff. "Thank you," Chika says. "You want toilet?" Toilet? No. The container here. There. We are using for toilets, the woman says. She takes one of the containers to the back of the stores and soon the smell fills Chica's nose, mixes with the smell of dust and metallic water and makes her feel light-headed and queasy. She closes her eyes. Oh, my stomach is bad. Everything happening today, the woman says from behind. Afterwards, the woman opens the window and places the container outside, then washes her hands at the tap. She comes back and she and Chika sat side by side in silence. After a while, they hear rockers chanting in the distance. Words Chika cannot make out. The store is almost completely dark when the woman stretches out on the floor, her upper body on the wrapper and the rest of her not. Later, Chika will read in The Guardian that the reactionary Hausa-speaking Muslims in the north have a history of violence against non-Muslims. And in the middle of her grief, she will stop to remember that she examined the nipples and experienced the gentleness of a woman who is Hausa and Muslim. Chika hardly sleeps all night. The window is shut tight, the air is stiffy, and the dust, thick, gritty, crawls up her nose. She keeps seeing the blackened corpse floating in a halo by the window, pointing accusingly at her. Finally, she hears the woman get up and open the window, letting in a dull blue of early dawn. The woman stands there for a while before climbing out. Chika can hear footsteps, people walking past. She hears the woman call out, voice raised in recognition, followed by rapid Hausa that Chika does not understand. The woman climbs back into the store. Danger is finished. It is Abu. He's selling provisions. He is going to see his store. Everywhere policemen with tear gas. Soldier man is coming. I go now before soldier man will begin to harass somebody. Chika stands slowly and stretches. Her joints ache. She will walk all the way back to her auntie's home in the gated estate because there are no taxis on the street. There are only army jeeps and battered police station's wagons. She will find her auntie wandering from one room to the next with a glass of water in her hand, muttering in a bow over and over. Why did I ask you and Nandi to visit? Why did my Chi deceive me like this? And Chika will grasp her auntie's shoulders tightly and lead her to sofa. Now Chika unties the scarf from her leg. Shakes it as though to shake the bloodstain out, and hands it to the woman. Thank you. Wash your leg well. Great, your sister. Greet your sister. Greet your people. The woman says, tightening her wrapper around her waist. Greet your people also. Greet your baby and Halima. Chika says. Later, as she walks home, she will pick up a stone stained the copper of dried blood and hold the ghoulish souvenir to her chest, and she will suspect right then, in a strange flash while clutching the stone, that she will never find Nandi, that her sister is gone. But now she turns to the woman and adds, May I keep your scarf? The bleeding might start again. The woman looks for a moment as if she does not understand. Then she nods. There is perhaps the beginning of future grief on her face, but she smiles a slight, distracted smile before she hands the scarf back to Chika and turns to climb out of the window.